If there is no origin of the nucleus of a cell, then evolution logically cannot be possible. The nucleus is one of the most important parts of a cell. It has been described as the brains of the cell and contains the DNA, which controls and coordinates the functions of the cell. The cells of all eukaryote life have a nucleus, and none of the cells of prokaryote life have a nucleus. Since evolution has eukaryotes evolving from prokaryotes, the cell nucleus must have evolved during this transition if evolution is true. So what do we know about how the nucleus of a cell evolved? The journal Current Biology published the article, Deciphering the Evolutionary History of Open and Closed Mitosis. The word mitosis is just talking about how the DNA is duplicated when a cell divides and is part of the cell nucleus problem because the DNA is in the nucleus. We will talk about mitosis much more in controversy number 27 with sexual reproduction. For now, it is only important to understand that the origin of the cell nucleus is unknown. This fact that the origin of the cell nucleus is unknown is confirmed in this research article, which opens by declaring the importance of this topic as the origin of the nucleus at the prokaryote to eukaryote transition represents one of the most important events in the evolution of cellular organization. This is entirely true. Since this is agreed to be one of the most important events in evolution, we would expect that we know how this evolved. Sadly, we do not. These scientists, who are the authors of this research and experts in the field, can only tell us that the underlying genetic changes that influence these transitions remain unknown. This is another critically essential component of the transitions of life that must be explained for evolution to be true. Experts in the field all agree on how important it is to know how this happened. Experts in the field all agree on how important it is to the very essence of the theory of evolution. Experts in the field all agree on how important it is to understand this specific part of the development of a nucleus in eukaryote cells from prokaryote life. It is ranked among the most important events in the evolution of cellular organization, and yet despite this importance, it is completely unknown. Creationists, again, cannot argue with the evolutionists' explanation because there is no explanation. This is quite disturbing to the human intellect. How is it possible to consider alternative explanations when one side of the controversy has no explanation? At this point in scientific knowledge and technological achievement, the lack of any explanation seems to scream to us, it just did not happen. The highest level of research by the most educated and trained scientists in the country can only tell us that these transitions remain unknown. The author information for this article cites FS Center for Systems Biology, Harvard University, Cambridge, MA. So these quotes taken from published articles are truly the best that academic science in biology can offer. When evolutionists at Harvard discuss one of the most important events in the evolution of cellular organization, they can only tell us that how these changes happened remain unknown. Evolution cannot be true if the cell nucleus did not evolve because it is a necessary condition. Even though it is a necessary condition for evolution to be true, it is a published fact in peer-reviewed scientific journals that the origin of the cell nucleus is unexplained. You do not need to attend Harvard to explain, if there is no origin of the nucleus of a cell, then evolution logically cannot be possible.